This week's episode of Here For It Podcast is brought to you by Unbothered Retail Sales Associates over at T-Mobile.
Shout out to my homegirl. I know her. I went to daycare with her.
Probably. Y'all look like it.
Don't you like she from Memphis? Shout out to Memphis.
Well, she refuses to be choked, and she has time to be on candid camera, and that's why this episode is being brought to you by Tierra from T-Mobile.
Yeah.
OMG.
Well, not to change the subject to bad news, but I got a phone call today.
Are you positive now?
Whoa, back up.
You said it was changing the story to bad news.
Okay, well, my mom's stage 4 breast cancer is spreading, and they're putting my mom in hospice. So prayers up for my mom.
Absolutely.
But back to the good news.
Good news, inshallah.
Our podcast has been shared so much in the last week. Thank you to everyone who's clicking retweet, everybody who's clicking reblog, everybody who's using the repost app to share our podcast on Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, all of the things.
And definitely continue to tell me how much you like it on Jacked. I have so many messages of people talking to me on Jacked about how they like it and what they think I should talk about.
They like it, meaning the podcast, or
Both.
it being other? Okay.
Both.
We actually got a review on iTunes. Thank you to Music Keys with the Z.
Major Keys.
He said, greatly informing and entertaining, and he called us both smart. I was like, yeah, I don't have a degree in math or science, but
Bigly. There's going to be so much winning.
so much winning. You're going to be tired of winning when you listen to Here For It Podcast.
And when you subscribe, you're going to be tired of winning.
Thank you so much, Music Keys. And also, at Me So Unicorny.
Me so horny.
Sure. She looked at the titles. First of all, shout out to the title guru, at the Superman. And yeah, get your gold star. She was like, this episode title, I'm here for you guys already.
Aww.
So thank you to everyone who has been leaving us comments on SoundCloud. And I'm still out here searching to be on the new and noteworthy list on iTunes. So pretty please open the podcast app on your device, search for our name, and click the reviews tab, and then click write a review, of course. And leave us reviews on iTunes. I will put the link in the description wherever you are listening. And yeah, thank you guys. XOXO.
And so, no XOXO to Rashida's son for playing his kitty box on Tumblr this week.
And uploaded it to his. He uploaded it to his. First off,
his Tumblr.
Who's following Rashida's son on Tumblr? Like, you know what?
Nobody was, but they are now. They were like, if you want to see younger than 18 kitty box,
I don't condone this.
Follow me. And so it wasn't just kitty porn. It was like graphic self kitty porn, and then all the perverts downloaded and copied the video, and so even after it was taken down, it was still on a whole bunch of other pages. You probably can still find it. I don't suggest you do, because you don't want to watch kitty porn / child porn. But
and then Donald Trump signed it into law to where the government can ask for what you've been looking at on the internet, and then the ISP, your internet service provider,
it's not
even have to tell you no more.
It's
so
not
if the government is looking to see if you're a pedophile, they could be looking to see that you looked at Rashida's son on the internet.
It's about to be a done deal where they're selling your browser history. ISPs can sell your browser history to anybody, and so that's a sticky thing.
Sticky.
Yikes.
But not in kitty porn. I'm trying to remain demure because we're talking about kitty porn.
Somebody's getting sticky with kitty porn.
But people are saying that Rashida's son knows all of the business, and he's only 13 or 14 years old.
Too much at 13. It's okay. Self-adventure is fun. Probably at 13 when you're just finding things feel good that you didn't know felt good, and you start playing with things and double clicking things and putting a little oil on this and that. But it's different when you're comfortable with that part, and then you're even more comfortable to break out a camera and show other people, look, I can double click this mouse.
Yeah.
So that happened. Stay away from Rashida's son,
please,
because Rashida has enough shit going on in her goddamn family with her fuck ass husband. She don't need y'all creeps in her inbox, in her son's inbox, or in her son's box to be her next problem. So let Rashida hopefully figure out that situation.
Let him fully develop.
Sean. Wendy Williams versus Tyrese.
I'm here for it.
I'm not.
First of all, if Tyrese does like men, is that what you're about to say?
Yes.
Okay, well,
because if Tyrese does
like
men, I don't condone him being a misogynist and downing women and low key being gay.
Yeah.
I don't condone that, but I also don't condone Wendy for saying that he was a friend of the show and a friend, and then all of a sudden saying, well, he likes men.
And then sipping real dramatically from her teacup.
Right.
That was too...
Well, bitch, you are a man, so why he don't like you?
Stay above the belt. I think that definitely was wrong of Wendy. And then she followed up with, what? I like women. No, you don't.
No, you
because
don't.
If you did, then Mr. Hunter wouldn't be out here having sex with transsexuals.
Allegedly.
On video.
Allegedly.
According to E! Online or somebody. So I'm
not here for straight women.
I'm not here for anybody being exposed before
I'm not here for straight women
out.
Exposing and or outing
I've never
anyone.
been that type of girl.
Even if Tyrese is gay and or bisexual, which he more than likely ain't. He just is a misogynistic asshole. That's probably the case. But even if he is or he ain't, it ain't Wendy goddamn Williams' place to be putting his shit on blast on the goddamn TV. Period. Point blank. She always finds a way to overstep at least once a month. Every other time, I'm like, okay, I can listen to this.
That's a little joke.
Oh, this is cute. But she always finds a way to put her fucking nose in the shit at least once a month.
And especially when he was just on your show within like the last 30 days, talking about how he just married someone and they had a beautiful wedding, and you were congratulating him and his wife and asking her where she been and who she is and how smart she is and is she a gold digger. I mean, like he was just on your show like 2 or 3 weeks ago, you were congratulating him for his marriage, and now your child, by the time he can get back from the honeymoon, all his things lighten up because you talk about he a homosexual. First of all, they could get you popped. You lucky that I'm like, well, Tyrese, I'm about to put $150,000 in the jet because we finna fly from LA to New York and I'm finna go get this girl. Y'all got me bumped, shawty.
Pull up. I don't disagree. I don't disagree with that kind of allegation because it was already the allegations from the TGT mess, and now you added on top of this, and then plus the allegations. That's
Tank admitted that he likes to get his booty licked. He said no utensils, no hands, no other massagers, but their tongue is definitely welcome in Tank's things.
How you doing, Tank?
Yeah, Tank.
I met Tank years ago, and had he said those things years ago, I
am trying to get Tank my phone number, and you are still talking. What's next?
901.
It's not 901 anymore. It's 202. I'm in DC now.
You're a liar.
That's my Jack number. It's an app called Sideline where you can give out a sideline up to your sideline. Yeah.
And be a side piece. Workout.
I mean, these apps are amazing these days.
So I'm going to run into our icebreaker this week.
Okay.
We did not cover our icebreaker last week, so we're definitely going to cover our icebreaker this week.
Oh, Lord Jesus.
Be ready. So this week's icebreaker is, if you're a follower of Here For a Podcast or Ronald Matters or myself, you know that both of us know that Beyonce is it.
Right now.
She's the blueprint, the pink print, all the prints, the biggest print. Beyonce is it.
King B.
So we're going to name one Beyonce song that we continuously skip no matter what.
Oh, wow.
So we both love her catalog. We think that she is accomplished. She is the star, the superstar that she is, the icon that she is. We're not going to stand too much.
You putting me on the spot like this.
But you're going to name one song that you continuously skip.
The whole I Am part of the CD. I appreciate Scared of Lonely. As a fellow Virgo, I definitely suffer from like my fear of loneliness and being alone as I grow old. I definitely fear that, but gay lifestyle doesn't. Is it a lifestyle? But anyway, being a homosexual, I definitely know that loneliness is a part of this. But the one song that I definitely skip is Satellites. I just can't.
Oh.
Yeah. Satellite. I'm like, skip. I don't even have time. I can't. Sorry about the beat. Love you. Boots, bangles, down, and up. I've been to a lot of the tours.
Side to side.
Okay. This how you slip and slide. Whoop, whoop.
Yeah. The baddest.
But, yeah. Satellites.
I can agree that it's not her most memorable song.
Yeah.
The song that I continuously skip, and a lot of people love it, but I just...
Oh, Lord.
I know.
You're about to ruffle some feathers.
I know. Per usual.
First of all, why are the girls wearing feathers at this hour? But sure.
Boas. The song that I continuously skip is Superpower.
Oh. I like the video.
I like the video.
It's a great video.
I love the
Wow.
video, but if I could watch the video without the audio sometimes, I would.
Yeah, because her abs were really on fleek in their parking garage.
I loved her makeup.
Yeah.
And bringing the Trinity back together.
And then they had put that real good filter on her eyes, so when they had zoomed in, like,
yeah.
So is Beyonce white? Because this is like a blue-green with the eyes. Not a full tiny, but just real cute.
Well,
that was a good icebreaker.
No ice glazed eyes, thankfully.
Yeah, no trip to South Africa.
Ooh. But yeah, that is definitely our icebreaker. So you are getting to know a little bit about us as we approach more and more episodes. As you continue to listen, you will hear worse about
Which
us.
Beyonce song do you guys skip? Leave that in the comments.
Absolutely. Because I know we got some listeners that aren't Beyonce fans. So some of y'all niggas would say albums.
I would say the whole Beyonce self-titled album.
Oh, they would say that?
Haters will because, like Beyonce broke records and sold 800,000 copies digitally within a couple of hours and then turned around and sold so many, in the first week. And I'm going to hate on her because of that. So shout out to Beyonce's haters.
She done already had hers. Also, this week, we want to add a segment. Though we got plenty of segments, you ain't going to get tired of segments because just like Donald Trump says, you're not going to get tired of winning.
First of all, just like Donald Trump says, what has Donald Trump said? Tired of hearing what Donald Trump has had to say. But sure, let's do this new segment because you was excited about it when you were texting me.
I am.
Okay.
And so, in keeping with the theme of music, we both love music. I know a whole bunch of y'all out there love music. So we want to highlight and specialize some of our exceptional music choices. Okay. And so this segment is just going to be simply called A Song for Your Soul. So there are songs that are...
Wow, I got to do my research.
Do your fucking research.
Come on,
there are songs out there that cater to your soul. Mm-hmm. That just you would not be the person that you are today without this song ministering to your spirit animal. Okay. And we want to highlight some songs of ours, and then we want y'all to highlight some songs of y'all's because it's some songs out there, some music out there that maybe I haven't heard, and I feel like I'm kind of eclectic, but y'all might know some goddamn Alanis Morissette that I don't know. I was
listening to some Eric Benet last night when he was here.
Listen. Ooh. And you know what? Since you said that, that's going to be one of my song choices. I couldn't even
tell you what that song was, but Eric Benet's voice, so he was under me and just in my arms and things. And
Eric Benet was here?
No, he was Trey. And then I put it on the playlist, and there's a couple Eric Benet songs on there. And then this song came. I was like, "What is this?" The Usher song gonna come on, the Trey song is gonna come on, but then a Raheem Devon song come on, and then you're like, "Oh shit, Raheem Devon that is a hit. That is a good old soul stirrer." He's
an inspiration of Eric Benet. You can hear it in some of his earlier albums.
Yeah,
some of these later ones. I still love you, Eric, but they're different.
You're nasty.
So my song for your soul, since we're talking about music, we're on music theme, and then you say Eric Benet, I'll change it to this one because this one is a song for my soul. It still touches me in a special way. I can't not hear it and not feel special. So if you guys have not heard it, look it up. It is your homework. It is your duty to listen to some music that can touch your soul. So this song is by Eric Benet, and it is called Hurricane. So if you haven't even heard the Hurricane album...
Oh, there's an album called Hurricane.
There's an album called Hurricane. This is after him and Halle Berry split and he was heartbroken. And
after he admitted he was a sex addict.
Girl, We Fall Down.
There needs to be a song.
We Fall Down.
There needs to be a song.
That's everybody. Everybody knows that. But we should be talking about obscure songs so that everyone can learn the song and then get the spiritual blessing from the song because they had never heard it. Okay. And so I feel like Hurricane is one that was not a hugely celebrated album or a hugely celebrated Eric Benet song. But go listen to the Hurricane song by Eric Benet. And then if you are moved by the Hurricane song, which you probably will be, listen to the rest of the album because the rest of the album is golden. So Hurricane is going to talk about resurgence. There's a storm, Category 5.
Amen.
Katrina came through my life and fucked everything up.
Mm-hmm.
But after Katrina came through, I had a resurgence. And it wasn't Katrina all over again. And my life can be something different, and it can be new. And the water allowed new plants and new flowers and new glow ups to glow in my life. So listen to Hurricane by Eric Benet.
This is scary because I just opened the show with the conversation about my mom. But Kelly Price, It's Gonna Rain. On the Life soundtrack. First of all, Life was an amazing movie with...
Yeah, but that soundtrack was huge. Everyone knows that.
This soundtrack is really great. So, it will rain, there will be pain, trouble will come, but only for a little while. I was listening to my 90s R&B mix, and after I got the phone call with my uncle about things going on with my mom's breast cancer, I definitely heard this song in the mix, and then I was like, oh, Lord Jesus, let me close my office door and just have a good break. But I need songs like that right now. There's another song called I Want to Go Outside in the Rain by Malira, Milira. I first heard that at the real Benji underground club in Memphis during the drag show. And then I went and looked it up on...
Was it a big red drag queen performing the song?
Well, she had big hair. She had a thin waist.
Okay.
But, I mean, she paid it a little taste, like Nina Bonita Brown.
Work.
But, so, I mean, songs like that are things that oh, Lord Jesus, I know that that's a difficult place to be in, but songs like that are on my mind right now as I'm thinking about my mom going into hospice and those types of things. Oh, that was somewhat unexpected. It got real serious and real deep. Maybe next week I have more upbeat run on matters that you're used to type songs, but
absolutely. And so it doesn't have to be sad, but there's some upbeat songs that touch people's heart that I gotta listen to this when I go to the gym, or I gotta listen to this to get started in the morning, because you never know when sharing those type of things will touch somebody else's day because they don't have that song yet. They still listening to top 10 today and hoping that's gonna get them through today.
I cannot listen to No Yo Lil Yachty, and I couldn't even tell you who that is. I can't listen to No. I don't even know who these people are. I can't even remember none of their names.
No, I don't want your number.
No, I don't want your song either. But that was cute. Okay, next week I'm gonna be better prepared.
Hopefully.
Child, I'm just in the moment right now.
Lord. So also this week we want to highlight that there's still 500 missing girls, black girls in the DC area. We want to remind people that the Amber Alert system was invented to tell us about these things.
Amen.
And I ain't got one motherfucking Amber Alert.
Anytime a little white girl in the Oldsmobile, first of all, who's still driving Oldsmobiles, and
rapist, shit, that's what the fuck.
Anytime somebody in a Buick and the girl might be between DC and Virginia, please look out.
And white and blonde, and her name is Haley, and she might be 5 to 12 years old. You will know about it via Amber Alert.
And she might be getting on my nerves with this loud ass noise while I'm on the phone at work conducting business.
You will more than likely see that Amber Alert. And I'm not saying we need 500 Amber Alerts, but one to tell us that there's still 500 missing girls in this area would be nice.
Thanks.
So, emergency alert system, get y'all shit together, or I'm going to continue to talk about it.
You are on it this week with the topics. What's next? I'm scared.
I am excited for you to tell us what you're here for. And or not. Okay,
well, education.com, EDUGAYTION.com, since we spell things out for the girls. The place that replaced G Lounge in New York. I've only been to G Lounge once.
They opened something in the area?
It's called, okay, I hope I don't mess up the things that's recording. It's called Rebar, REBAR.
Okay.
So Education broke the story. The headline says, "No Blacks Allowed. New NYC gay bar discriminates against people of color, question mark." And says, and they responded, quote unquote, "This is not a real issue."
Yeah, go ahead.
So shout out to Jonathan Gibbs, who runs education. I'm so happy for him that he broke this story, because we need stories like this to be told.
Well, I'm grateful that he broke the story, but there was also patrons over this weekend and last weekend that took to Facebook and Twitter to blow this story up even bigger and say what their personal experiences have been. And outside of this article, regular citizens saying what their experiences have been highlights that this is a problem. The segregation between black, white, and Latino people in our community is something that none of us should stand for, because we already a small ass goddamn community. So even if you just like white dick, white ass, you should not be kicking other people out or excluding other people from your ventures because you only interested in fucking certain types of dicks or certain types of asses. Everybody does not come to the club to fuck you. It's not about you, sweetheart.
And you have to deal with that. Sorry about it.
And you gon' deal with it, because outside of that club, you gonna walk back into a community where you can't kick people out of your goddamn community.
Oh, you're a little passionate. Okay, calm down. Okay, so a lot of people were telling their stories about what happened when they went. But then there's this guy who's the chair of the LGBT caucus, and he's on the executive committee of the Democratic National Committee. And he also serves as the chairman on the Washington, D.C. Commission of Human Rights. His name is Earl Folks. It's a lot of letters in their last name. He told the story about how he was in New York this weekend, and he went to go meet a friend there. So his friend was black and he's black. And he says, I walked by Rebar NYC on Saturday around 11 p.m. and saw that 20 men of color and 2 white men were standing in line. I heard staff inform those in line that they were at capacity, and those in line would have to wait for people to come out before they could go in. However, the staff person did some sort of a list and allowed several white patrons inside. I was going to go in to see a friend, but didn't do so as I didn't want to wait in the line. Today, I spoke to one of my friends who I knew was in the bar at the time when I passed by, and told him I didn't come in because Rebar was packed with a long line. He informed me that the bar was not full and they had been only allowing white guys in. I was skeptical of his observations until I saw all of the Facebook posts today. So shout out for the leader of the LGBT caucus at the Democratic National Convention being aware of this, and the chairman of the D.C. Commission of Human Rights. And hopefully him telling his story, someone of his stature telling his story, can get this even more press, because it was shared on a lot of the gay blogs. I haven't seen it on Queer Tea, but I see it on Tower Road. And so a lot of other
why
places.
I wonder why.
Don't give up. I haven't been to Queer Tea yet, so I'm not saying that they didn't cover it. I'm just saying I haven't seen it because I haven't been there.
Okay.
But a lot of media outlets are asking Rebar what is going on, because education broke this story and they want the people want answers. And it's so many people reporting this same story. Everybody ain't lying that your dick little, girl. Your dick might just be little. Yeah, might be a little discriminatory.
Yeah, where there's smoke, there's definitely fire. And if my comments before this didn't indicate that I wasn't here for it, my comments after this are about to tell you that I'm not here for it. Because what they're replacing was a place where it was a
people of color.
It was a melting pot. It wasn't even just people of color.
There
was more nights. There were nights that there were more people of color. All colors, not just goddamn one.
Brown, yellow, and
New York represents a melting pot, and for it to go to something that's the opposite,
with the big old Statue of Liberty down the street, they're saying like, we welcome your sick, your poor, we welcome all of the girls, and then for y'all to be 5 steps from eternity and 4 steps past love and 3 wishes, y'all gonna be all this discrimination? No.
And right on the edge of being a gutter snipe. Go away. So, that message definitely goes to Rebar.
Yes.
But it also does not discriminate from other places. There are places in the DMV area where there is a rumor of certain type of smaller activities being held, slights, and let that serve as a warning to you that if those new people in New York can be cussed out, your ass can be cussed out too. So, there's no room, there is no place for segregation, racism, and bigotry within the gay community. Stop this shit.
Get out.
You don't want me to just have a black gay bar where your white ass can't come into it and just look at all the black dick and ass.
They would not have it.
That you want. It won't happen that way. So you can't have it the other way around. And again, that's no disrespect to our white listeners. I love you. And I care about you, and you are always invited.
And we need you to stand up with us.
Absolutely, because it's not about the brown, black, and yellow voices that are complaining.
Because if they're doing it to us, they will do it to you next. It'll be no twinks next. It'll be only bears next. It'll be only this next. It'll be
only daddies.
They starting with us, but then it'll be something else.
Yeah, so it's up to you to also recognize bigotry, and even if you have your own preconceived reservations about certain people in clubs, stand up for what's right, be on the right side of history, because you know what this history looks like.
Amen.
So this week, what I am here for is mental health initiatives. So this week, today, we saw a tragic end to a tragic ass story with the Facebook Live killer. Oh. So the Facebook Live killer has garnered a lot of attention in the last 48 hours for the tragic and heinous things that he's done. And this is definitely no apology for that. But we also need to look at the microcosm that is the issue of mental health in black communities and people not seeking the help or direction that they need from mental health professionals. So, again, he did crazy things that no one should be doing, but we as a community know when yourself, when you have a problem, and when someone next to you has a problem that needs to be addressed. Mm-hmm. So people were blaming his girlfriend today because his girlfriend knew that he had mental health problems and didn't report it and all of that. So it's not just on her, it's not just on his friends, it's on the community around him as well to say, hey, there's a lot going on with you. Are you seeking the help that you need to get? No shade. Because, it can be kind of a stigma environment to ask people that. But approach people as a friend, talk to them about what's going on with them before it gets to this point. Because the last thing that you want to do is be going to your friend's funeral who killed themselves and also killed 13 other people because they were going through something that can be managed by a medical professional and or medication. So I say all that to say there are numbers. There are things out there to help you for the fucking free. If you don't even have insurance, there are things out there to help you for free. If you are experiencing a mental health emergency or someone that you know may be experiencing a mental health emergency that is not seeking the help that they need, call this 1-800 number and they will link you up with a counselor or link you up with a psychiatrist or a medical professional that can get you or your friend some help. And so the number here is 1-800-273-TALK. Again, that is 1-800-273-TALK, which is 8255. You can call that number and they will link you up with a medical professional in the next 24 hours to get you or your friend some help and stop the chain of mental health inconsistencies in the black community. Suffering in silence or violence is not the answer. Get some help, get you some medicine, move on. There will be a brighter day forward. Don't be a statistic. And like I said, like 2 weeks ago, your location is not your destination. So there's no need in letting that dictate your mental health, mental wellness, or your future. So even if you are in the pits of hell right now, you can move on from that and see the bright shining star one day. And that's what I'm here for this week.
There was a lady on the local Memphis news. I always update. I have the best quotations on Facebook, and we look at my favorite quotes. There was a lady that said on the Memphis news, just because you're in the dirt does not mean you have to be dirty.
Okay.
But she was talking about children's education, and they were trying to talk about offering optional schools to children. And she was saying that just because she lives in the ghetto right now does not mean that her children do not deserve a brighter future, which is why she was standing in the line at 5:30 in the morning in the rain to make sure her babies got better education. But back to this, there were a lot of really unnecessary news articles like the 5 things you need to know about his girlfriend, or 4 4 ways she could have done something and did nothing. And those things were really not... I feel like...
That's not productive.
They're not progressive. I was looking for the word progressive.
Yeah, it's definitely not progressive and it's not productive because, one, this situation is still ongoing. Yeah. So the issues that he affected 13 families, and now his girlfriend...
We don't even know who...
Yeah, we don't know all the families yet. And we don't know if it's more or not. Because he was doing this at random, and we don't know. They found him today, and there's no telling how long ago he killed himself. So again, there's not no
story developing.
The story is definitely developing, but putting the blame on his girlfriend is not productive or progressive. If anything, she needs a hug right now. She needs people to reach out and say, "I'm sorry for your loss," and hopefully you get the help that you deserve. But just because you're going through
trouble with someone does not mean that you wish death upon them or you wish that they go out and commit a serious crime like kill somebody else. I mean, like, just because I'm arguing with my boyfriend, I mean, like, you know what? I hope that he goes out to kill somebody on Facebook Live today. Like, what? No, I'm just arguing with him and I don't want to talk to him today. But then, I hope he go out and do some stupid shit like that. I mean, not stupid shit like that. Something that would appear out of character for him.
Yeah. And it also still remains that you can see flags and signs in people before they do things. So again, it's not about the blame game with the girlfriend. It's about us in the community recognizing patterns and weaknesses within people and trying to help and be a hug and be a friend to them. And though she may have missed some marks, this is not her fault. But going forward, if you are that girlfriend, because there's other people out there like him, he ain't the only person in the United States of America or in the world that is going through some shit and thinking about killing people because he's going through some shit. He's not the only person. So if you're the girlfriend, you're the best friend, you're the wife, you're the mother of, the sister of anyone in these circumstances, you can be a positive change to, one, help your loved one's life and help save other people's lives because they're not in the right thinking space when they do things like that. They're not completely sane when I decide to kill 13 people because I'm not having a good day or because shit ain't working out in my life.
Women were also saying online that this one specific person who I was reading her news statuses because she was continuously updating. She was saying, and people have got to start believing women when women come forward to police officers and officials, because there was a woman within like the last 2 weeks who had said that she had went down to the police station, if I believe correctly, and said, "Y'all look, Travis is acting up." And they were like, well, Travis hasn't done... I mean, I understand where the police are like, Travis hasn't done anything. We can't just bring Travis down here. We can hold him for 72 hours. That's going to look crazy while we're holding Travis on threats. But then they didn't do anything. And then he ended up killing her and their 2 children. I think they had 2 children, 3 children. She had tried to warn officials that things were weird, and officials did nothing because they had nothing to go off of. But also, in the same vein... in the last 6 months, the woman went crazy and was like, "Oh, I heard you cheating on me, so I'm finna kill your 2 children," while he had left and went to work. So I mean, like, women make threats too. They all
it's not gender specific.
And then you don't even know if is she really about to kill the 2 kids that she carried for 9 months, and because she thinks I'm cheating on her? I mean, like,
because mental health is unbalanced, and unbalanced means unbalanced decisions, and so it's not gender specific. It's not just a man-woman dynamic. It can definitely be a man-man dynamic. It can definitely be a woman-woman dynamic. So you can still spot these things ahead of time, and even if the police, your local police, aren't doing the most that they can do, you can still reach out to mental health professionals that can make a difference.
What's that number again?
That number is 1-800-273-TALK.
Okay.
Which is 8255.
Because the people need that.
You will get the services that you need. They also provide suicide prevention, as well as a myriad of other mental health emergency things.
What's the next for us?
Last call. Always. Aren't you excited?
Jesus.
I hope y'all excited, and by now y'all should know what the
Y'all
fuck
should
goes.
know to have
Y'all should know
Last
what
Call
the fuck
shot
goes.
prepared with
Exactly.
us.
Y'all should know what the fuck goes on with Last Call.
Help
so
me.
If y'all have not prepared a shot, go get you a shot right now because we're about to take our shot, and it's about to be our last motherfucking call.
Okay, a toast.
My last call is to straight women that are standing beside and behind their homosexual brothers. There is a lot of heterosexual women out there that see gay men as an accessory, as an assistant, as a helping tool, as a sounding board, a crying shoulder, all these other things except a brother. And so my last call is to the ones that do see us as brothers and no different than any other man. Just a man that likes to do something different in bed. So my last call is to you women, because the other women just are a poor excuse of a woman because they know what it's like to be ostracized and then still ostracize other people and use other people in malicious ways. And I definitely want to celebrate the ones that don't. So when you are my friend outside of me being gay and not just looking for me to do your hair or looking for me to give you fashion advice or looking for me to tell you whether this nigga is a little gay or he a little suspicious, if you're not that woman, you're the woman that I want to keep by my side. And that's why I have very few female friends, because very few females that I know are that woman. And my last call is to them.
My last call is definitely a dedication to all of the people who have committed themselves to the research of the PrEP injections. You know, one, we're trying to find a cure for HIV by 2020. And we're also working on the PrEP injections where you can go to the doctor every 3 months and get an injection of HIV prevention medication. I'm so happy that we are in human trials because, of course, anytime we are getting closer to a vaccine, we're getting one step closer to a cure. And I think the website is, I'm about to forget, shotforprep.org, a shot of PrEP. I've got to find the website. I will put it in the description below because I'm so excited for the website.
And even if you don't get to the website, Vice has a whole news segment that they did like a month ago, and you can find it on YouTube and you can Google it, and they cover the exact same topic, and they covered some of the people that have positively reacted to some of this research and are either undetectable now after having acquired AIDS, like their HIV had transitioned all the way to AIDS, and now they're undetectable, or there is no signs of HIV in their bloodstream.
That is amazing.
Which is a miracle, a medical miracle. And Vice covered it about a month and a half ago. So even if you can't find the website or get to that, find the Vice News article where they talk about PrEP research, because that is eye-opening. Yes. It is actually the same things that they were talking about 15 years ago before PrEP was a big thing. And then people were saying, oh, well, look, you can actually be just taking Truvada every day and not be catching HIV. And it was so taboo 15 years ago. Well, as PrEP, not as PEP.
Yeah.
And now we're seeing the same conversations being had about actual cures and actual vaccines, and people, a couple of people actually being cured or moving back from the stages of AIDS to being undetectable.
I found the website. It's giveprepashot.org.
Oh, yeah.
So I think that's a cute name for the website, giveprepashot.org. And it's very difficult to get a study to human trials because, of course, we don't want to have any human casualties. We test monkeys and rats and lab animals. Lord Jesus, hopefully they all have the best clinical
It's easier outside
care.
This country, unfortunately, and that's what you'll see in that Vice thing, because they did a lot of things in Mexico and Asia and shit like that.
Yes, it's definitely a worldwide effort to help us find a cure for HIV. So giveprepashot.org. They are in 8 countries, 10 countries, in a lot of different states. The website will tell you everything. But giveprepashot.org. Shout out to everyone who is committed. Oh, he is cute on this website. My last call is to everyone who is committing themselves to helping us get to this cure by 2020, get to a vaccine of some kind by 2020, because one step for mankind, one step for Beyonce, and then one step in the name of love. So, thank you guys for listening.
We want to reference R. Kelly.
I know. We just got to talk about Rashida's son. Child, Jesus.
R. Kelly is still a sore subject for me. I'm sorry, y'all. I know y'all live, but he's still a sore subject.
Thank you for listening to Here For a Podcast. I'm at Ronald Matters. Of course, check out my blog, ronaldmatters.com. I'm on all social media at Ronald Matters. My kick is Ronald Matters. My screen name on BGC is Ronald Matters. I'm just Ronald Matters at everything.
And I am the Superman. You can find me and your boyfriend.
I have a BGC. I had to, because of this podcast, the BGC forums are actually popping, so I had to start BGC.
I remember the forums.
BGC forums.
I remember the forums.
I was trying to hold that in while you finished your introduction, but
I love the forums. Some of them were messy, but some of them were good.
It's BGC, Black Gay Chat. So yes,
absolutely.
Well, we can be ourselves. You're at the Superman.
I am at the Superman, and this has been Here For a Pod. We'll see y'all next week.
Holla.
Bye.